Hello, true duelists. My name's Craig Fee, and welcome to the new card report. The legacy of destruction onslaught on my timeline has continued, and thanks to the existence of a good field spell, I am now contractually obligated to discuss YuBELL. I'm not upset at that, just alarmed. Also, Konami is based as shit, and we're starting with this card because, man, just check this out. Big Inflate Dragon is a level 8 wind dragon card with 2500 attack, 1500 defense, and none of that's fucking important because if you normal summon this card, you can banish the top 50 cards of your deck face down, and this card will have its attack become 10,000 until the end of the turn. And in case you misheard me, that's 50 banished from the top of your deck. It's so bad, I love it. We've got inflation jokes, we got that other kind of inflation joke. It's a level 8, which means you'll need to tribute 2 monsters to normal summon this in a 60 card deck, essentially, because you're going to need to banish 50, and your opening hand will have 5, and if you're going second, it'll have 6, which will leave you 4 cards of wiggle room. I don't know if you're playing Mausoleum of the Emperor, I don't know what the hell you're doing, all I know is you're having a great fucking time. And because you're thinking it, and I'm thinking it, we're all thinking it, this with Grand Maju, 20,000 attack. Well, 30,000 attack, 20,000 for Gren and 10 for this. Although really, if you're swinging with 20k, that's the end of the day, isn't it? Fantastic card, somebody please break it. I wanna watch a lot of fun shenanigans with this. That's gonna be good as shit. On to the way I clickbaited you though, probably. The theme of today's video, the YuBELL cards, and namely Nightmare Throne. This field spell, on its activation's resolution, will let you take a fiend with 0 attack and defense from your deck and either add it to your hand or destroy it. That's right, it's Donut Fiend Diagram from the deck. It also has the effect that if a YuBELL monster you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, you can add to your hand 1 YuBELL monster that's a level higher or lower from your deck, grave, or banished pile, and then special summon it ignoring the summoning conditions. Now it's worth mentioning this cannot be searched with Spirit of YuBELL, since that new card searches only cards that mention YuBELL specifically, the level 10 monster, and this only mentions YuBELL monsters as in reference to the archetype, not the individual card YuBELL. Now that doesn't mean it's not still great, it's just an important stipulation. The Sacred Beast cards have Beckoning Beast as a valid target for this, and that can search out Opening of the Spirit Gates, which serves as a reborn for any fiend with 0 attack and defense, including of course YuBELL and its various pieces of support. That covers the new Spirit of YuBELL, the new Samsara Lotus, and even the additional card I'll be covering after this one, so it's not like there's lacking. It helps that this adds some consistency to the deck and the engines that the deck can play, such as the Sacred Beast one, and I've even seen comments talking about a small Unchained engine, not unlike you'll see some Labyrinth builds doing, at least in the OCG. Now, there's tech options, of course, this DDD, Kepler and Copernicus, I think it is, the level 4. I'm not gonna get into it. The point is, there's options. And of course, this is all around a deck that, at its core, YuBELL focuses on super polying the opponent's board, which is an effect that's simply waiting to be abused. Not unlike I've abused the length of this segment. Infernal Grave Squirmer is the new level 1 Dark Fiend for the deck with donut stats that lets you special summon it from your hand as a quick effect if you control a fiend monster, and then lets you destroy a card that is YuBELL or specifically mentions YuBELL. And even better, it can be banished from the grave to summon out a fiend from your hand or graveyard with 0 attack and defense, except of course for another copy of Infernal Grave Squirmer. I just love this Squirmer. Squirmer! It's a lovely little extender that'll let you make plays and then continue to make plays, whether it's self from the hand or just a card revived, from your grave or wherever. It isn't mind-breakingly, shockingly broken or anything, it's just a really solid, good card. I actually really dig that. It doesn't need to be phenomenally broken, it just needs to be good. And that's great to see, right up until I remember that again, YuBELL's all about super poly, and their boss monster, it just needs YuBELL and any 1 or more effect monster from either side of the field. So, fuck. That makes sense. These two might make YuBELL into something of a meta contender. At least people more knowledgeable than I am saying as much, which is absolutely wild because between YuBELL becoming relevant and the rise of Pyro as a type, 2024 Yu-Gi-Oh! Seems to be just an absolute absurd comedy take on everything we've known about the game prior. Namely that YuBELL and Pyro are bad. Also from Legacy of Destruction are some new Gold Pride cards. That's right, the TCG exclusive is getting its first OCG support from what I know. Those are usually pretty damn good, which is kind of consistent here with Gold Pride Assassinator, a level 5 Earth Machine, which, side note, fuck that for the name of that deck. Please can we come up with something better than attribute type for that other fucking deck. But this is a level 5 Earth Machine tuner with 1800 attack and 800 defense that can be special summoned from your hand if your life points are lower than the opponent's. And it can banish a Gold Pride monster from your hand, face-up field, or grave other than a copy of itself to summon a Gold Pride token that is a Dark Machine with 0 attack and defense, and that token's level will be equal to the monster's level that was banished. That card can only be used as material for a Gold Pride extra deck summon at that point, that card being the effect monster here, and that's pretty decent. Gold Pride Taia, as the kids are saying, to compare it to Sword Soul, although the level will fluctuate unlike Sword Soul, but Sword Soul's baby's for a synchro deck, so that's fine if there's variance here. The big difference being that this is a car of some kind and not a dragon dude. Truthfully, I don't have a whole lot to say about this. It's just a solid card, and everyone that plays Gold Pride will like that, and everyone else will promptly forget about it. So let's all move on to that part, whether you like it or, like me, are about to forget about it. Goodbye from my mind. Gold Pride Annihilator is a level 8 Dark Warrior, meanwhile, with 2700 attack and 1700 defense that's fully generic to summon, and can quick effect target a Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster on the field to destroy it, but if your life points are lower than the opponent's, you can target 2 cards instead and pop them. And of course, if you use this effect, it's a Gold Pride monster from the extra deck, so it'll bounce itself back to the extra deck and then allow you to summon out a copy of its little version, namely Assassinator, from your graveyard. So it's like an alternate Star Leon. They both destroy cards at least, but this one, you know, can get 2 cards. And by cards, I mean monsters. I don't know Gold Pride, but the consensus from people who do, or at least claim to do, seems to be that this isn't really unique enough to be all that notable. To be clear, it's not that it's bad, it's just a solid alternative in terms of levels to clear a monster from the opponent's board, and that's about it. Star Leon also already could clear a monster. It's not like that was what the deck was missing. Comparatively, Burning Abyss got Beatrice for their OCG support. Spiral got Double Helix. But then again, if you look at the other side of that coin, Subterra got Behemoth Fiendus, a card that by itself literally shuts off the entire deck that it's support for. Fucking the duality of Konami, it would seem. So, you know what? All things considered, this isn't that bad. And hey, it looks cool as shit. And surely that's enough for you, right? It's enough for me. I'm moving on. And let's wrap it up. There's 2 Goblin cards, but only one of them is really worth mentioning. Goblin Biker Grail Trio is a rank 3 Xyz that'll let your goblins attack directly while there are Xyz monsters and 3 materials underneath Xyz monsters on the field, and nothing else that it does is relevant. You can change the battle position of a monster, but you can't set it. You can only change attack or defense, and also it's Utopia, printed in 2024. So I'm not reading all that shit. Who cares? It's not important. The only thing that matters is that this thing is irrelevant, and maybe you want to play it to help steal a game by attacking with all your goblins. And you know, you just don't fucking care about extra deck space. So instead, let's look at Goblin Biker Pileup, because the trap is somehow better than the Xyz, both in regards to its visual design and functionality. The on-field effect is fine, letting you target any Xyz monster you control and then summon a Goblin Xyz using that monster's material, after which all those materials are transferred, and even this will attach it to that monster as a material as well. It's Pearly Leap, but for any Xyz, that's cool. The grave effect is much more notable, letting you banish this card from your grave to target a target a Goblin Xyz you control, and a card in either player's graveyard, and then attach that targeted card to the Goblin as material. That's a cute way to disrupt the opponent's graveyard, you know? The first effect lets you summon the big rank 6 if you want, you know, right? Like that's neat. And that's Walmart branding Girsu. And then other than that, it's another way to disrupt the graveyard. And truthfully, neither of these cards are all that good for goblins, but it does depict a swole populace. I don't know if it's ruining the goblins' days or if it's helping the I do not know the lore here. I just know that that thing looks cool as shit, all beef caked up. And I want to own that card just to look at Beefcake Populace. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying. I'm moving on from here. I love swole populace. That's the point of this fucking video. Shoutouts, of course, go to the LIFD Magnetic Display, the true Duelist approved way to show off all your favorite cards and the best way to support my channel. I don't have a joke here. I don't have a single joke here because the deal speaks for itself. Whoa, that's right, 15% off by using promo code YGOHstrats15, or you can click the link in the description and have it apply automatically. Whether you're buying the 3-piece or the 1-of, it's damn good shit, okay? That's all I have to say. The tangentially related to the goblin archetype are the snake eye, ergo, there they are on display. And we call it a day. Thanks LAFD for the support, and thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. My name is Bean Craigery Figgery. That's meagery. I just keep doing the same thing every day. Either way, the regular update will be out on Friday, and make sure you hit subscribe, not only to impress your smoking Italian wife, but of course so that you too can be a true duelist. What? Eating the microphone, eating the microphone, eating the microphone, eating the microphone. Okay. Let's all be chill here. Let's all be reasonable individuals. This is falling apart. What the Yo, the trinkets, dude.